Loaded show ahead here on this edition of NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Is Doug Pederson on his way out in Jacksonville? We'll give you the latest on the Jags and their coaching situation coming up in just a matter of moments. Also, we'll head to New York for two stops today. The first will be the latest on Brian Daboll, the New York Giants head coach, after they benched Daniel Jones. What does that mean for his future? And we'll also check in on Aaron Rodgers. What's going on with him? Will he be returning to the New York Jets? We'll talk about all that and more coming up on today's program. Before we go any further in today's show, folks, want to make sure you subscribe to NFL Daily as we bring you the latest happenings across the National Football League with our daily news and rumors, our Red Zone shows on Sundays, live shows during the week as well. If you're a diehard NFL fan, this is the channel for you. I want to get 20 subs off today's video. Can you guys make it happen? Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Let's begin with Doug Pederson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was a disappointing day on Sunday as the Jags were handed an ugly defeat by way of the Detroit Lions, 52-6. And now many are wondering, is that curtains for Doug Pederson's time in Jacksonville? After the game yesterday, Pederson was asked about his future, and he said the following: if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it's going to point any fingers, point it at me. And I got to tell you, Dougie P, seems like it's bound to happen. Maybe not necessarily this week, but you can feel the clock is ticking on Pederson's time with the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you go back a couple of years ago, when they won that playoff game against the Chargers in dramatic fashion. Remember, Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions in that game, and they came back in the second half to win. That was believed to be the turning point. It was supposed to be the coming out party for the Jacksonville Jaguars and that young football team, but really it's gone downhill ever since. The following week, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs after winning the division that year, going 9-8. The following season, they go 9-8 again, but miss the postseason. And then so far this year, 2-9. Questions about Trevor Lawrence's future. They turned to Mac Jones after Lawrence got banged up, and that hasn't gone so well. So, Dougie P, it might be time to hit the reset button for the Jacksonville Jaguars at this point in time. It feels like the question becomes now, not if, but when he ultimately gets let go. Will he make it to the end of the season, or will they make this change in the offseason? Let's ask you, your chance to make the call, our pinned comment today. Should the Jags fire Dougie P? Type F for fire, K for keep. Way in the comments section and let us know what you think on the former Super Bowl winning head coach. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Go to PrizePicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS, and they will give you, folks, $50 for free when you spend $5. You don't even have to win to get the money. And I'm looking ahead to tonight's action, Monday Night Football, Cowboys and Texans this evening. I think Cooper Rush is going to do better than advertised. I think he gets more than 174.5 passing yards. C.J. Stroud, I think, also can rush for more than 9.5 rushing yards. If I put $20 down and this hits, that turns into $60 on PrizePicks. Play along with me, PrizePicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. PrizePicks, proud partner of NFL Daily. Let's talk about the New York Football Giants now, as they benched Daniel Jones earlier today. And according to a new report from Jordan Schultz of Fox Sports, Brian Daboll's coaching for his job over the next few weeks after the benching of Danny Dimes. More from Schultz saying the following: sources, while ownership has suggested he'll return, there is a growing sense that Giants head coach Brian Daboll is coaching for his job over the final 7 games. That's part of why he chose Tommy DeVito over Drew Lock as the starting quarterback. More info. The relationship between Daniel Jones and the Giants has been described as a bit awkward. Multiple sources say, especially with the organization publicly exploring other QB options, including during Hard Knocks this past off season. If the Giants are going to hit the reset button, They might as well do a total overhaul at this point in time. If you're going to have a new quarterback, you might as well have a new head coach and a new GM and just start over from there. The Giants, similar to the Jags a few years ago, felt optimistic about their future with getting to the playoffs, winning a playoff game off of a 9-7-1 record in Daboll's first year. Then last year took a significant step back at 6-11, and here they stand right now at 2-8. And the question that really is on my mind when it comes to this Giants situation here is if Daboll is coaching for his job and is wanting to put his best foot forward here, why are they not going with Drew Lock as their starting quarterback? Why are they turning to Tommy DeVito? When you compare the two quarterbacks, Drew Lock has had some moments. He was fantastic in that Monday night game last year for the Seahawks against the Philadelphia Eagles. He's had some bad as well throughout his career, but he's certainly shown more than Tommy DeVito has. So that makes me wonder, when you have a guy that's in this situation that Brian Daboll's in and coaching for his job, why are you sitting there and not putting your best foot forward to try to win football games and save your job? I don't think they're doing that going with Tommy DeVito here, and that ultimately might be the final nail in the coffin for Brian Daboll's time with the New York Giants at this point by making that decision. Will Brian Daboll return to the Giants next year? You got two options here. Let us know. Type Y for yes, in for no if you think Daboll is back in New York or not. Let's wrap up things with the other team from MetLife Stadium. That is the New York Jets, as quarterback Aaron Rodgers, his future remains uncertain whether he'll return to the New York Jets next season. And according to a new report from Connor Hughes of S&Y, that decision for Rodgers could be contingent on who's around him in the coaching staff of the front office. Connor Hughes saying the following: stability is believed to be the deciding factor on Rodgers returning for a third year with the Jets. That means Jeff Ulbrich and Joe Douglas retaining their positions. Rodgers reaffirmed that this week when he said he hopes to play for Ulbrich until the end. If they are gone, Rodgers is believed to be too, as the organization ushers in a fresh start, including the quarterback position. That does not mean Rodgers will retire, though it's not impossible, but his time with the Jets could end. Now, the way I look at this, folks, if the Jets' mindset is that we're going to bring Ulbrich and Joe Douglas back just to please Aaron Rodgers, then they are doing this completely wrong here. No decision should be made just to keep Aaron Rodgers happy. That's what's gotten them into this mess, folks, from everything they've done to bring in guys like Randall Cobb, for crying out loud, trading for Alan Lazard, trading for Devontae Adams, letting him choose the offensive coordinator he wanted as well. I mean, time and time again, although the Jets have been a mess for a long time, the results for why they're in this position, I think, reflect on the quarterback and also how much Aaron Rodgers' play has decreased. We showed you the numbers a moment ago, and he's not the same quarterback that he once was. And what we've seen from Aaron Rodgers is he doesn't know, he doesn't realize that he's not the same quarterback that he once was. So if you're the New York Jets and you want to bring Aaron Rodgers back next season, don't do so with the idea that you're going to bring back Ulbrich and company just to keep Rodgers happy here. If they feel like they need to move on from Ulbrich and Douglas, but they want to keep Aaron Rodgers, then they should go ahead and do so. Now, whether Rodgers retires or not, that remains to be seen. I think there would still be plenty of teams interested, even though he's not the same quarterback that he once was. But it is a fascinating situation to see that collapse. One more point on this, folks. Think about this, all right? This Jets team last year, say what you will about Zach Wilson, they were a better team last year with Zach Wilson than they were this year with the additions of Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, and Hassan Reddick. All right? So before you commit too much to Aaron Rodgers here, just think, realistically, how much time are you going to have with him, and what is his play going to be like at this point in time? I think it's fascinating for sure. Where will Aaron Rodgers play next season? Will it be with the Jets? Will it be somewhere else, or will he retire altogether? Get your predictions in the comments section and let us know. Appreciate you joining us here on NFL Daily for the latest happenings across the National Football League. Subscribe now, youtube.com/chatsportstv. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.